Hello everyone and welcome to the final episode of this week and of this year of Monster Hunter Forge All Greatswords. A bit of a fumble. Here are the Super Patreons and the Patreons, obviously Smazzabaza, Brady Burns and yes, Ballywash. I forgot to do those in the other episodes, but they'll still appear obviously. But yeah, I hope you're all doing very well and Happy New Year's for when it happens. I don't think actually, no, I will have Resident Evil videos coming out then, but I didn't know it at the time, so sadly there won't be any super mega thanks on those videos. But yeah, we're really getting into it now. Sadly, we're going to be skipping the, why does every single one have to show your crotch? Like, seriously, why is that every single one? We might actually, go full ingot. I think that's a good idea. We'll go full ingot. And then we'll use one of the new swords that we got in the previous episodes. So I think that looks really sick. I think I might go for that. Damn. That looks really fucking sick, actually. Let's have a look at some of the weapon poses that we could do. Let's move a little bit away from our dog. Yeah, I think that with the monster behind us, maybe toppled or something, that will look really sick. That is just so cool. That's such an awesome weapon. One thing I really wish that you could do is you could actually choose what weapons that you the weapon you want it to be displayed as. Because you can have armor over your armor. You can have like display armor. So like, oh, I really like the Puke armor. You could then have that as a display armor over the armor that you're actually using. Because most of the time, especially in the later games, it's a lot more focused on mixing up sets instead of having the entire set as one thing.
Time to get going.
Like, you know, shit like this one, like this is a really nice set on its own. Like it looks really nice. But yeah, so I'll leave you to the I'll skip this loading screen. I'll see you when it ends.
Austere mountains, devoid of reason and laws. A rounded mass descends, made of fangs and claws. Tumbling, closer and closer. And when it unfurls, your time will be over.
Gotta go fast! Sonic the Hedgehog! Just had to. Oh man, we look so fucking fine in this outfit. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl looking fine. Yeah, I can't wait to have that pose. Maybe even frontward. You know what? We might even have them wait at the very start for us. One thing that's really awesome though is because we've done so much, we don't have to worry about killing any of these other monsters now, because we've gotten to the point in this rank that we've really gotten everything, which is awesome because it means now we don't have to, you know, have like a 30-minute like one hunt. Which is obviously great for you guys, because it means that you get more, you know, different hunts in each episode, and we focus way more on making sure the hunts go smoother. I don't think we'll get the picture with this guy. I'm thinking about it now. I think it would be way cooler to get the image with whatever the monster for the promotion is. So that will be my focus. I also want to get the other camp set up. because camps are obviously useful, and just making sure that we have every single camp is just a really good idea. Obviously the Zemite, we need to kill 5 more Zemite for us to be able to get the other one, the one in the water place. This is easily one of the most useful jewel lilies. It sends you to the other side, as you can see there, the other side of the hill. So it basically sends you halfway across, you know, the mountains. There we go, we got a suitable location. Pardon me if I, burp a little. I've been, eating, well no, I've been drinking, some good old Schweppes lemonade. So, that would be why. Oh, man, it's so cool, this series. I absolutely love it. I love as well how, for now at least, especially with the village quests, I'm able to switch around my armor every single episode, and have the thumbnails feel really unique. It really does suck that for a while there, well, the Tetranodon video got like literally 100 views, so like that one's fine. But it does, I do kind of feel bad that for like maybe 3 episodes there were no new armor sets at all. Like we did get new weapons, so it wasn't stagnant as much as it could have been. Oh, man, so, like it doesn't feel like this would work too well as an actual weapon. Oh, that's bad for us. Boom. There we go. But this armor set is so cool. I think it also comes with more affinity, so we probably have a way higher chance of dealing more damage. There we go. We should be pretty fine with this Volvodon. We battled a lot of them later, earlier on. But it's cool to see the cutscene. We didn't see that before, obviously. That was kind of good punishment, honestly, from my part. And I got punished. I love how... I would really love to play... I know one of them's on the Wii. I think Try, is it called? Try? I think it's called Try. Try's on the Wii. And I think one of them is like on the Wii U. And I particularly... Jesus, paralysis into stun. That is not the nicest thing for us right now, let me tell you. But it's fine. We can, like, we're not gonna die, probably, in this fight. Like, unless, like, we're just being dumb. Especially because if we really wanted to, we could also use puppet spiders as well. Because we have access to that in these ones. I think yet again, simply hitting it with a base red charge is probably the best, majority wise. I think like then we could have maybe hit it. Hey, that's really good for us. Like, we don't need it at all. We already have, there's no weapon for this monster, for this sword. And we already have the armor. I didn't know if, it was gonna hurt us or not, so I, tried to play it safe. Okay, no, it went for ranged attack, so that didn't matter. Oh, ah! They hit our dog! And then they hit me. And then it hit me again. Jesus. This is going way worse than like the 5 times we hunted it before. Which is probably amusing for you guys, honestly. So... Fucking zigzag around. That probably makes it a bit more worth it. Okay. You know, Mr. Pelico who said that line, you could probably attack him as well. we'll just go for the clean hit that does the damage. It feels like we do less damage, but this has way more green sharpness. Like, we've been beating on it for a while, and it didn't really do too much shit there. It's gonna be interesting, though, because, in a way, what you can think about is with your ice damage, so it does 30 base damage frost, you can kind of add that to your thing. So if they take like a bunch more damage. Oh wow, he's really fucking tired, huh?
This is the end of the line for you.
Probably not. Oh, that was actually nice. That was a clean little hit there. But we could actually be dealing more damage than we think. Already almost dead. That is crazy. The fact that our prey is already like on the fence about dying is pretty insane to me to think about. Just get some clean, easy hits in. And then we just go into position. And then just get another clean hit in. Oh, maybe not. Okay. I think in this final hit will be the final one. Yep. Hunted. Okay, I know, Smaz, that you're... No, oh, well, actually, we don't need anything. Right there. There we go. Oh, well, it has the village thing. I wish the village thing was just on the top somewhere. Like, under the monsters, even. Like, on that side of the screen. It still wouldn't work well. I just don't like how it covers the full gameplay screen. I feel like I would rather the camera screen. But hey, we'll get another image later anyway.
Good job, buddy.
Good job, camera hog. Don't do that next time, okay? We'll see all the things that we didn't need. Yep. Wow, we got one broken part reward, and all of the quest rewards weren't even from the monster. Hey! Level 20. Ha! Greatsword! The rampage has returned, hasn't it? And just as I suspected, Magnamalo's ugly face is among the horde. Luckily, Hamon's device was able to draw it away from the rampage and into a secret passage that leads to the shrine ruins. Greatsword, this is it! This is our chance! Accept the urgent crest from Hanoa and take down that fiend once for all! And the villagers, and for Kamura! I kind of fucked it up. But I think it was still a really nice moment, and that's a really good thumbnail, Magnamalo. So Uruk-Tor, we need a slave. That's easy done.
What do you want?
Yeah, well, there's nothing really there for me. We all knew it was coming, and finally it's here. I received an urgent quest to hunt down Magnamalo. Everyone in the village will fend off the rampage. We'll make sure that nothing gets in your way. It doesn't matter where you are or what monster you're fighting, the spirit of Kamura is always with you, always. All this serious talk has really got my tummy wobbling. When this is all over, let's all celebrate with a monster-sized pile of bunny dango. My mouth is watering just thinking about it.
Make sure to check the special quest as well. Which quest
yeah.
would you like?
We could go and fight the Basarios first. Just so then we have 4-star ticked. But I think everyone would rather first see this quest, so we'll go for the Magnamalo. Magnamalo is a really cool monster that works really well with this game's wirebug features. That I think they'll have to kind of dampen down a bit if they actually put him in a different game, weirdly enough. It's not anything crazy where it's like, oh, the mechanics, but it's just that a lot of the monsters in Rise have a lot of follow-up attack things where it would feel a bit too punishing if they worked as they could. Yeah, so this is going to be the pose that I bring. Okay, so let's depart. I'll see you after this load screen.
A grudge towards all life, given form in flame. Stalks unsuspecting creatures. That it seeks to maim. Its prey turns round to face it, preferring a hero's death, knowing that this purple fire will steal its final breath. Pray for its soul, for this creature of pure evil shall swallow the world whole.
That is actually one of the sickest introductions in this game. I thought it was gonna say, when it was like you know, like it will before they said like it will consume its the world whole. I thought it was gonna say, for it is Magnamalo, and I was like, that's actually a really sick line. But sadly they didn't. I guess they don't want to name drop the enemy, because it's meant to be all description of how the enemy is feared in the ecosystem, and how we humans, or, you know, Wyverians, or whatever the hell the races are in this game, see them as. So, you know, a monster that could easily eat all other monsters, like highest of the food chain, that's what eat the world whole means. And stuff like that. Like, it's really cool how there's like obviously a bit of thought put into each one. It's also kind of sad that the Toby Kadachi got killed there, because that's one of my favorite monsters. I like its armor's nice. And one thing that if we do actually ever play Generations Ultimate, it would be very interesting to talk about how the armor is different in that game. But yeah, here it is. We're now going off against the Magnamalo itself. Recently, on my other account with the Switch axe that happened, you know, at the start of this week, that account went against a Magnamalo, only using the Defender gear, and I had to sharpen a lot because I was using a Switch axe, and Switch axes are like, they just bleed through fucking sharpness. But it went okay. However, during the fight, in my mind, I really was just like, I really hope things go well in the Greatsword video. Because, hoo boy, it would not be the most fun thing in the world to have to deal with this Magnamalo without having something to help us out. There it is.
There's the target.
me a better image than that. That is easily the best kind of photo. Fucking use everything we got. By the way, the Magnamalo is basically just a cat, so if you think about it like that, it's a way more cute monster. But Hellfire is only removed via webbing. Obviously, they could easily just change that. Ow. Boom! Only 83 damage. Maybe it would have been better to have a weapon that was comparable to a defender weapon in strength. But you'll see that this monster is pretty interesting. It's more about big AoE attacks than it is about a lot of other shit. Which is really interesting. It's either big AoE attacks or it focuses a lot on it's either big AoE attacks or it focuses a lot on precise blows, like that one, where it's like a precise blow with not too much cooldown either.
The best, pal.
I guess that's a fine one because we didn't get hit. But depending on how the weapons work, it can actually sometimes be really hard to actually get whatever thing you need for your weapon from this guy, because obviously, like, you know, like let's say, like if you want his mantle, which is his back, well, his back is actually kind of difficult to hit. Whenever he's like, you know, zipping and zooming around the, you know, area like that. So I think you can understand the gist of what I'm saying. I like how he's sending all hellfire to the poor little like 3 enemies. Apparently, yeah, he just killed an enemy when we slammed into him, which is funny. Let him do his dashy boy. A lot of visual flair goes into this fight, which is obviously cool. Awesome. So this means that we'll easily get a free punish into him. And we've broken one of his armor pieces. 2 Wyvern Tears, which is less than what we want. We will just back out cleanly here. We probably want to hit his tail off. Because I think all of the... I think actually it's literally all of... Also his spines grow when he gets more involved in the fight, which I think is just a really fucking sick small detail. He also has moves. It's a really well designed fight for this game. He has a lot of moves that cancel out your wire bugs, and then he has a lot of moves where it kind of requires your wire bugs. So it feels really well designed in those areas. Where it's like you have a double give and take. We will just heal. I think that means that the Brehair or Brehear's healing effects is now gone. Oh, it's so annoying. That's how that meant. Oh shit, we got it. It kind of has, in my opinion, one of the cooler tail breaks, because there's not really much of the tail that breaks. So irritating sometimes to deal with this monster. But yeah, if you don't get rid of the Hellfire, it just does a lot of damage to you. So it's not anything super crazy. But it's something that could lead to a game over. If you're not careful enough. Fuck. So I recommend for this fight to try as much as you can to keep your to keep both of your keep yourself topped up, but also make sure that you don't it's hard to say, but like, if don't fucking say that you'll be okay with something, like, oh, it's just a bit of damage or stuff like that, because that won't work with this monster, because it can do a fuck ton of damage. And make sure you have 2 wire bugs. That's what I was thinking of. 2 wire bugs, so then you can dash away, and then you can dash away again to make sure that you are fine. Okay. And like, try to just make sure you heal up. Like, if you're at like 90-80%, that's fine. But like, make sure that you do heal a lot more than what you may think you need to heal. Because you never want to take, like, even right now, like, maybe that's a good idea to heal. You just don't want to faint too much. Because if you faint too much, then you'll feel way more pressure. Like right now, for instance. Like, you know, if we had taken extra damage, it would be really close to death. So if we accidentally actually got hit there, we could have been in really a really bad time. So thankfully, obviously, we won. Okay, so yet again, like, around that much health, where it's like maybe it's getting close to half health. It's like maybe 70 health is where you stop. We're just gonna try to beat on him as much as we can. Only a 90 damage hit, that's insane. But we'll go back here, we'll carve this tail. Yet again, I do love how the Magnamalo tail is just like this singular chunk of its tail cut off. And we got the Magnamalo tail, that's really freaking good. Because I do think, and I'm not 100% sure, but I do think it's either this or it's the scoot, which is the back part of it or whatever. It might be the back part, because that might be harder to break or whatever, unless you're playing hammer, which is probably the easiest. But it might be the tail is what you need for the upgrades, or maybe even the base form of the weapon that you make from Magnamalo. And look at him, like, just moving. Like, the purple, like, they really did choose such a good color, where all of the maps where he's in typically have this, like, you know, dark color palette. So it really works in accentuating his colors. And not even that, like, just his colors alone are really nicely put together. Okay, he's already weak and ready for the capture. But I really want to beat up that body a bit more of his. Because the more we beat up on that body, the more we can actually obtain of his kind of shit. Jesus. Hey, we broke something. I think that was, holy shit, he's so aggressive to other enemies. Like, did you see that? He literally just stopped fighting us because he just wanted fucking to destroy this Great Azuchi. Look at this poor Great Azuchi. It's getting its ass handed to him. Don't worry, fam, we got this. You and I, Great Azuchi, shall take out this beast. It was trying to beat up a Tobikadachi? No, it's lower than a fucking Azuchi. Are you ready? Because here we go. It would have been way cooler if that didn't shit. Hey, maybe this will. Oh yeah, 100%. Boom! And the Magnamalo is down with the help of a little friend called Azuchi. So we didn't beat up its back enough, and its face, which are both areas that you get a lot more with like hammer and stuff like that. Ghost Prism is the one you want the least. Well, I guess Scale is, but like Ghost Prism is kind of just a throwaway extra item that's just added, so then it's like, you know, you have more collective pieces. But like, yeah, so the face here and the back here can be very hard to break for some weapons, which means that you have to really grind up other shit. I kind of dislike, in a way, that the dogs, or, you know, the palicas and all that, they force themselves to you and then they pose instead of just posing in the background. I think it would have been cooler if you could have that option. Let's see what we got here. So we got a blade here, a blade here. So we got a bunch of blades. We got a scoot, which is good. A shell, a shell, a shell, and then bone plus. So bone plus is actually really good. They're both level 20 now, and I'll see you at the end of this little thing.
Good job defeating Magnamalo, Kimura Hunter.
You are what I call a true hero.
Welcome back! We heard you beat that Magnamalo! Way to go!
We've been thinking about what Elder Fugen told us. About what we could do to help protect everyone in the village. But all I can do is take care of buddies.
And I can only prepare Dongo for you. But then, we figured that all the work Iori does actually makes your life a lot easier. And my delicious treats keep everyone happy and in good health.
And that's how we contribute to Kimura.
Fine answer. I knew Kimura Village had the brightest kids around.
Well now, I think it's time for me to get back to doing my part, don't you think?
Right, me too.
And me 3! Okay, time for some new recipes! I've been thinking of a Magnamalo menu. I'd use some dark chocolate.
Sounds heavenly.
I gotta say, you did a great job, Hunter. Thank you. Take it. This thing's been passed down in Kimura for generations. You defeated Magnamalo, so now it's yours. Take it, will ya? I'm getting too old to be lugging this thing around. Go on. I feel lighter already, kid.
Okay, so we will skip these. Or maybe, actually, this feels like it's also a cutscene. But, it's really fucking cool, and I think I'll say something that I think is meant to be a personal detail. He kind of looks like the Magnamalo. He has a bit of purple markings on his face, and also he has like a bunch of, you know, like things in his hair. Like his hair's all spiked like the Magnamalo, and he has like the teeth, the really sharp teeth as well. which I think is really, really cool, because it like shows that there's like a real connection between him and the Magnamalo. Like it has been haunting, you know, the village that he's ruled over for such a long time. But I also really like that cutscene because it really does actually feel really emotional. Because earlier on, when we see the Magnamalo for the first time, the kids are like, we weren't able to do anything. Are we really even part of this, you know, kind of like, you know, city? Are we really helping out? Are we really even part of, you know, the place that we want to be in? Because we don't contribute anything. And then they learn that, you know, by helping us and by helping the other people of Kamura, that they are contributing and that they're real members of the society that we have. And that longsword, I love how Hamon is literally petting the dog as well. It's really cute, really nice detail. I really like that. But it's so sweet. Because for the entire playthrough, if we had this on a fresh save, for the entire playthrough to this point, we would have, he would be holding that sword the entire time. And when the first time I actually got that, I actually felt like that was an amazing idea. It's annoying that it's a longsword, however, longsword is kind of put onto you as like the jack of all trades weapon, so it makes sense that they'll do that. It's also the weeb sword, it's the sword that everyone, you know, like it's a loved weapon, definitely. And I love the iconography of like this kind of moment where you have this moment where it feels really cool. I like how everything is kind of rendered in games, like literally my Palico and, you know, Palamute there are wearing their armor. And it's showing all of the people who you kind of actually get to meet. Like this kid here isn't as good as Yomugi at making things, but she makes her own, you know, treats. We have two of the ace hunters here with the mailman. We'll see these ace hunters a lot more in the hub area where they reside. But then, like, you know, it's Sui and all of that stuff, and it's really cool to get a lot of these moments where it's like you really do feel like, you know, you've actually helped out the place and like everyone here as well, and it feels really special. And even like little things like this, like, you know, she's not even really part of the town, but she knows that, you know, a good thing has happened here and she feels calm for the place here. I like as well how this character here, Hanoa, who we've been talking to the entire time, is singing this beautiful song. Because we've also grown attached to her as well, because we've been doing the quests, we've been socializing with her, we've been talking to her, having a lot of fun. So it's going to be really weird when we go to the other person, Minoto, and then we're talking to her a bunch instead. But yeah, it's really beautiful. The way that Monster Hunter does its story, it does it the same way that Kingdom Hearts 3, 5, 6 over 2 days does it, where it's not jam-packed with story, but it's the knowledge of in this playthrough we've spent 17 hours plus at this point with these characters, and now we're seen as this massive hunter. We've helped out these guys and they've helped out us, and we've talked to them so much. And now, you know, we're having these awesome moments here. It really does make you feel, even though not many words and cutscenes were spoken, that we still did an amazing thing, and that there is a lot of impact for us at the end of the day, which is beautiful. So for everyone who's been part of this series, thank you so much. We'll still be going on because there's still a game to play. But, yeah. What a fantastic game this is, isn't that right? I think there might be 3... Okay, so this type of cutscene... Oh, actually, I kind of want to see what, the English person for this is. I don't think I'll, like, recognize any of these people. So Chris, I don't know who that is. I wonder if I know any of these people. Xandamobius! Xandamobus! We know that person. That's the person who does Joker in Persona 5. But other than that, we can skip it now. Ha! You may have defeated Magnamalo, but make no mistake. Far harder hunts are ahead. Speaking of which, Hanoa has 5-star crests ready for you. Check them out as soon as you can. Listen here, Greatsword. Because of you, the fire of hope burns bright all throughout Kamura, so don't stop now. We have gotten the hand-me-down sword level 1. How's it going, Squirt? That fire for the hunt still burning bright within ya? Good. Seems like you're not the only one. Feels like the whole village is fired up. Guessing you must have inspired them. But that also means they're more likely to snag sooner. So hope you'll be there for when that happens. That being said, we won't take your efforts for granted. I'll be giving you a special reward in turn. I only ask that you make yourself available when you can around town. This is a really cool one. Well, I've heard you've been helping out around town. Kamura is like one big family. When you help out the people of Kamura, you're helping out all of Kamura. You remember that. But now, about your reward. I asked the smithies to offer you some equipment that will remind you of Kamura. To keep it up. Because we've done all of these, side quests already, we have to keep these. And another one. Ah, Greatsword, working as hard as ever, I see. Are you making good use of the Body Plaza? Iora, Kogarashi, and our foreign guests have made a lot to offer there. I'm hoping I can ask you to offer them one thing. Hire as many buddies as you can. Ain't much of a Body Plaza if it ain't filled with them. Plus, you'll be needing as many buddies as you can get your hands on. Different situations call for different buddies, and that's a fact. And don't think your efforts will ever go unrewarded. Nope. I prepared something real special. Well, get to it. Wahahaha!
Now get hunting.
Ah, just the hunter I wanted to see. Why, well, lately, you've been going through quests faster than Hanoa has to go through a box of Dango. Well, I'm giving you this, a Kamura ticket. A little something to thank you for all the work you do around village. Consider it a gift from everyone here. Keep up the good work. God, my throat is so in pain. He just keeps talking. Hey, Greatsword. Do you have some time on your hands? I need your help. Like I was saying before, hearing stories about your hunts really gets my creative juices flowing. And hearing your latest story got me thinking, what if I took a few palamutes out and show hunters just how great they are? Like, my little friend here, he really helped me out, so I gotta do one for him. Like, I'll likely run into monsters along the way, so I'll need to make some solid gear. I don't have enough materials. Would you be willing to share some of the materials you have on hand? And just like always, I'll give you some palamute gear. We'll do that. Thank you so much. With this, I can make some I can craft some sturdy palamute gear and head out without any worries. Here, take this. I've tested it plenty, and it should be okay. But know if you run into any issues. Now, how to go on the promotional side of things? Well, I always have this beautiful dog here that I can always rely on. Rest in peace, Benny. We will love you forever. If I fucked up that name, I'll literally, be so sad. I heard you got a Greatsword, Magnamalo. More like Magnamild. and Hanoa is smiling more than ever. You're my hero. So as thanks, I wanted to give you this armor, but it's for a Kahoot though. This rugged full suit completely neglects any sort of functionality in the flavor of style. Your Kahoot's totally gonna love it. Come back later and I'll have some more armor that'll blow your mind.
Bye.
I do like how once you beat Magnamalo, the entire town really wants to thank you. It's a very special little moment.
Good to see you, Hunter.
Except for Hamon. Hamon's just like, cool. But yes, as you can see here, so Kimura tickets are used to help make these items. And the cool thing about this one is it's all about different weapons. And the funny thing is the Hanoa one is all about eating. Whilst the Minoto one is all about being sharp and like ready to go and focused. The Magnamalo set, even though we probably won't be able to make it, is one of the sickest sets, and in the male form, is absolutely one of my favorites. Ooh! So that's one we can immediately make. Oh, there's so many that we can make now. Damn, that's actually kind of rough. Oh, awesome! So we have shells, scales, ghost prisms. So we only need one more blade to make this one. That's actually really cool. Well, we're probably gonna, in the next episode, do that. So I think what we'll do is, we'll go and do all that. So now this is level 2, so this only has maybe 2 more upgrades left and then it's fully done. And the one cool thing is the hand-me-down sword. One, it looks really sick, but I do really like, it does have fire damage, but it's such a low amount of fire, and it still has a high-ish base attack that I really like how it's really meant to be this, cool kind of weapon. And I would like to do a series where maybe we do all of the village quests with only given weapons, and like that's what we use at the end of the game. It's like something really cool. Hey, you got a minute? Those who command the wildlife command the hunt, remember? So knowing your epidemic life is crucial. For a Kimura hunter especially, that's must-have knowledge. And to get it, we need to gather info on those critters. Care to lend a hand? Don't worry, I'll make sure that you're well compensated for the work. Let's get started with you finding 20 different species. Sound good? We've already done that. I had a feeling you'd come through now, so let's take a look. Interesting, I had no idea there's this much epidemic life out there. Even though I said specifically 20, I didn't realize there'd be 20 species of anything. Huh, I'm such a klutz. Well anyway, I'm sure that there's more waiting to be discovered. Hey, this one's an eye catcher, and ooh, look at this one. Hey, that one looks pretty rad. Oh, sorry, got a little carried away there. Well, here are some great wild bugs for your efforts. Use them well on your expeditions, and maybe find some more of those critters. We got more great wild bugs. I do think that the rest of this video will... Oh, Hinoa, you want to see this sword, do ya? I'm sorry. It's a good joke though. This is just a bunch of meowing. However, this is once you've beaten Magnamalo, it doesn't matter how you in which mode you beat him. But there will be a few characters that start offering you things, which is really cool. I do like it a lot. I'm just gonna go through. Yes, like, you know, you get designs. I think dual blades might be one of the craziest ones. This person's just the merchant of here. Minoto will get to when we get to them. But new recipe time. Let's talk to Yonagi. Oh, Greatsword! Hey, could you hear me out for a sec? Since that run-in with Magnamalo, for some weird reason, I'm overflowing with new ideas. I finally decided to go with the flow. It's time to go with the flow! You know, and I guess I just came up with Magnamalo Dango. I had everyone try, and the village was just full of lip smacking and smiles. That sounds dirty, because I made that joke earlier. As soon as you dig in, it's just gonna melt in your mouth. Guaranteed. Thank you, Yamagi.
Oh, hi!
Oh, Greatsword! Hey, is there something I need your help with? So, I was thinking up a new bunny dango recipe the other day when I ended up falling asleep. I felt guilty for slacking at first, but then I realized I was full of energy, and that's when it hit me. You know that monster that makes you sleep? The snore cat, the snooze cat, the sukanat. Oh, the somacanth! Inspired by its majestic song, I can make dango that will refresh my customers like a nice short power nap. So, would you catch a somacanth for me, please? I just know it would make for some awesome dango if you did. Oh my god, why? Oh hey, Greatsword, I wanted to ask you help for something. Even though I just did, and even though it was a pretty big request, I want to ask you, will you literally come up and help me get more ideas? So I need a lot of Rhinopolis eggs for it. I mean, I tried to carry a few myself, but it's way too much hard work. My body's yelling out in pain. I just couldn't go on much longer. Please help a lady out, Greatsword. Help me bring some Rhinopolis eggs when you're free. Whew, a lot of voice acting in this episode. I think Iori. I don't even remember what my Iori voice was. I think the thing for this one's gonna be way too much voice acting. This is just meows. But what I think they mean is that we can now open this up, yeah. So this is something really cool. So as soon as you do beat Magnamalo, you're able to get this sacred scroll, pretty much. And I do think that's really nice. It really makes it so then, at the very least, you feel like you've earned something. However, when you're mashing through dialogue, you kind of actually don't realize that you can do that. And I was like, probably Hunter rank 7 or 6 or something when the game first came out. So like that was like basically like, oh, you finished the game pretty much. That's when I realized I could grab that the first time. Some steel eggs, that's actually really good. So steel eggs sell for 10,000. Ha, Hunter, it does. Oh, Hunter, it does make my heart glad to see an individual as your profession doing so well. And so, to support your efforts, I have new items for trade. All of these will serve you well on a hunt. I await news for your further exploits with bated breath. And please don't hesitate to call me if you find use for my talents.
Very well.
I'm a lesbian, by the way. This is like, whoa, anyway. But as you can see here, we got a dream scale. So that is the thing that we wanted. So we got one of them. I think we need 2 for the things we wanted. So trade goods, we now have catalyst, which is pretty decent. As well as some meats and stuff. Slayer of Malice, that's a cool one. Shock traps. Anytime you see shock traps or anything like that, mass buy them out because they're so useful to grab. Surprisingly, Iori doesn't have anything to say to us. I guess for this episode, we'll finish up by talking to Hanoa, and then we'll finish the final 4-star quest. Is it true? Can it be true? You've really inherited Elder Fugen's sword? So it is true. What an honor to be able to receive such a mystical weapon. What will happen now that such a treasure has been bestowed upon you? Well, I don't think anything in particular will happen. Do you feel incredible power coursing through your very being? No? Oh, well, Elder Fugen did also mention that he wanted to pass it on in the new feature, because it was super heavy. That's weird. Do you mind not, like, literally putting your ass in their face? Like, come on, Palamute, that's really rude. That's weird. It's almost like a metaphor for something, like the burden of, you know, being the ruler of Kamura, or, you know, the chief of Kamura is too much to bear at this point, because he's done it for so long. But anyway, oh, maybe he, oh, right. Oh, maybe he meant heavy is in the responsibility of the weight it carries, not the physical weight. It all makes sense now. I was thinking too much of Bunny Dango. See, for us in the village, the sword is a powerful symbol that's only held by a true leader. Are you ready to be a leader? Lead me into the Dango shop. Let me purchase it all. Are you ready to take on that responsibility? We'll see. For now, you have to settle for taking these 5-star quests. Hehehe. Or maybe taking me out on a date.
Have a look.
So, Nagakuga, Zinogre, Anjanath, Mitsune. Which, weirdly enough, I thought Mitsune was gonna be the fight that we go to. Because I think for 4-star quests, Mitsune is the one you do. And Rathalos. We have, you know, capture a Somacanth, which is kind of cool because you do have to capture it. Bzz or Zzz, which is a funny one. The hottest around, this is probably the easiest one. And then heavy nuisances. This is really good because Anjanath is actually a pretty good one to kill. But yeah, so we have all of these monsters now that we'll be taking care of in the upcoming episodes. So I think we'll go on and do this quest. We'll have some maybe new Dango. But I think it's gonna be really fucking cool to see. Oh, we got Moxie. Moxie's my absolute favorite. And then we'll get Defender. Moxie means that when you would die, you don't. And we haven't activated. But yeah. So in the next episode, we're gonna be really starting to do a lot of cool shit. With all of these ones, we might go and do some of the secondary ones first. Just get them all done. But yeah, I really do hope that you will enjoy that. So let's finish this quest and finish this episode.
As bandits prowl out of sight, a sudden resounding boom. This is not the mountain's roar. Do not be mistaken. What seemed like rocks are rocks no more. And as soon as they awaken, the monster shows its actual form. Both prey and earth are shaken.
I don't know why. I think I accidentally pressed the stop record button just out of like, oh, it's been an hour, or like brain deadness. So I'm really sorry. So you actually missed a little bit of the start, but it was pretty much just one of those, you know, little boyos, you know, going up. So nothing too crazy. Hiccup. I guess we'll go here actually. But man, it feels really cool knowing that we have an episode like this that has so much, you know, voice acting and all these different cool things. It feels like it really does feel like this was a really good idea for me to do this series. Even though obviously, you know, like, oh, it's kind of just meant to be. I wanted to make more content for you guys, which is and I love Monster Hunter. Like, I might try even to make a Hunter, you know, maybe I'll delete that, Switch Axe profile, and, I'll have that one be my challenge run file. And maybe I'll make a, challenge run video for Monster Hunter Rise. Who knows, maybe I'll even do that, like, really start working on that, like, now-ish. And have that be part of, you know, have that be like maybe, you know, as soon as it's the new year, I have that up as like a special, you know, beginning of the year kind of video. Thankfully enough, the poison one is usually not one that he goes into twice. The Pasarius, obviously. the Woggy boys want to kill him. Which every single time I say that, it just sounds like I'm saying something wrong. I do like how he does fake you out. I feel like this monster is one of the really good teaching monsters. It teaches you a lot about making sure, like, you know, like it baits you a bit. It has a lot of hard parts on its body, which makes it more interesting. Yeah, I actually have 2 challenge ones for Monster Hunter Rise. So both of them will be about beating all the I don't know if it's gonna be like all the quests in Village or all the quests in, you know, I think completing, like, it's a weird thing because completing is like a very weirdly subjective thing, where, because, you know, so we're still not in high rank yet, which is, you know, fair enough. I wonder when we will actually. That's an interesting conversation. But I don't know. Yeah, so like, I can't even remember. I completely lost my train of thought. But I think it was about challenge run videos. Right. Because the ending of this game is very subjective. Like, some people could say the ending is fighting the Magnamalo fight and getting the hand-me-down sword. But then one could very justly say, well, he says that this is not the end, because there's more hunts to come. So there's a, I think it's Hunter rank 50 quest. No, it's 70. Hunter rank 70 quest, and you could say that that is the end of the game. But that is such a high rank and such a weird fight that it would kind of feel weird to say that that is the end of the game, especially for a challenge run like the ones I'm thinking of doing. So I think finishing all of the village quests for those would be the way to go. That's when I go and do them, so, you know. I like how monsters killed by monsters do count still towards everything that you're doing. I feel like that's a neat little touch. Also, what would be very neat is if I actually grabbed a puppet spider. I feel like. Yeah. I like how it does have a really big, strong attack like that. Like, as I was saying earlier though, like, this monster's really, really perfect for teaching you the base ideas of monsters, of, like, you know, them having some powerful attacks that they can do. He has wind-ups, and he kind of has pretty simple tells because he's such a big monster. But, like, you know, tells like that where it's like, oh, well, obviously when he goes and does the poison move, it's signified by the fact that there's poison, and, you know, stuff like that where it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And a lot of his moves kind of have really low range, except for his big one, which is very telegraphed. So yeah, I think this is a really good fight to teach people and show people kind of the escalation of monsters, because like the great enemies, like, you know, although they say they are, they're not that great and strong. Okay, well, oh, he's already ready for the capture, also. Come on, please don't annoy. Yes. We'll capture him. Just because that's just the funnier thing. Not the funny, that's the faster thing to do. I do like how when you do capture something, it does have, oh, anyway, we put the bombs down for funsies anyway. It does have a shorter time of only 20. It looks like with the sparks, it looks like that's about to blow up, which is actually kind of cool. We don't really need to look over any of these because we're not going to be using them probably ever.
Quite interesting. Have a look at my wares. Take care.
Are you foraging or upgrading? What do you need? Come to me if you need new gear.
Hey, welcome! I've got lots of tasty snacks for you!
All right, let's go.
Cheers!
How about this weather? Have a look. I'll be here if you need me.